everyone, this is Beth Pensabene from Beachway Therapy Center, coming live to you this Monday. Hopefully we're catching you on your lunch break. We wanted to come live today because it is the beginning of Kindness Week. It's Valentine's Day week, but it's really about the love for yourself and being kind to yourself. So today we have a special guest, Marissa. She is an alumni of Beachway. She's actually 1 year anniversary alumni. February 14th is her anniversary from Beachway, and she really wanted to join us to inspire us all about how we can be more kind to ourselves, especially on this important week, Kindness Week. So let me bring her on. She's joining us momentarily. Here she is. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. Happy Monday.
Happy Monday.
Thank you for joining us today, the first day of Kindness Week.
Yes, thank you.
So I wanted to share a little bit about your story. Over a year ago, you didn't really love yourself that much. You and I kind of chatted, and you felt that you just weren't good enough, that you didn't like yourself very much, and you just didn't have a lot of love for yourself or others. And you're going through a lot of pain, anxiety, and depression. And you're just kind of getting sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Absolutely.
There's so many people out there who are struggling with anxiety and depression. A lot of people who don't talk about it, either they don't know where to get help, or they don't know if there is even help for them, and there's a lot of despair around it. So hearing your story for me was just a true inspiration. I mean, look at your smile, it's amazing. And so if you wouldn't mind sharing just a little bit about what you went through, because I think that'll really help people understand they're also not alone.
Yeah. So when I came into Beachway, I was completely broken. I did not want to live anymore. I wanted the world to swallow me whole. And it's something that, thinking about is sort of heartbreaking. I can share that I was Baker acted, and that was a really scary moment for me, going through that experience and having those really dark feelings. So I came into Beachway really, really broken, and I, like you said, didn't have a lot of love for myself, didn't see a lot of hope in living and what the world could offer me. And I through Beachway, I found a love of living again. I found a love for myself, a love for the world. I joke around saying I came in completely broken, and I left Beachway wanting to jump out of an airplane. I loved life so much. I haven't.
It's on the to-do list.
I wouldn't. No, just making sure that I was really truly enjoying life again, and living for me, that was a really big thing. I had the tendency to do the people pleasing and all of that, and so it was really finding my voice while I was at Beachway, so I could make sure that I was living a life that I wanted to live.
Yeah, and we were talking about being kind to yourself first, right? So
Yeah,
you have to be kind to yourself first before you can be kind to other people.
absolutely.
And as a people pleaser, it's almost like you're always worrying about everybody else before you kind of put the oxygen mask on yourself first.
Yeah.
So tell us a little bit, like what kind of toolbox do you have now so you make sure that you do that you kind of prioritize yourself a little bit?
There's a couple of things that I do. One, every morning when I wake up, I journal. That's just my way of making sure that I'm starting the day, really making sure that I'm grounded and focused. I have codependency issues, so I read the language of letting go every morning as well. And that really helps get my day started. Um, and then I find that I have these other tools that I use throughout that sort of ebb and flow a little bit. So there's not normal, like a set, I must do this, at this time on this day type of thing. But I'm really working on validating my own feelings more and giving myself grace in my recovery. Something I really had to learn in my recovery is that recovery is not linear as much as I would love it to be. I'm a math person, I love when graphs just keep going up, up, up. And it's not that way, Sometimes there are dips, sometimes there are low moments, and we have to give ourselves grace. There are going to be harder times, and that's okay. Um, so understanding that and working through those hard moments while being kind to myself. That's the big thing too. Is making sure that I'm not beating myself up or being hard on myself, because that makes it worse.
And we were also talking a little bit about the 10 ways to love yourself, right?
Yeah.
One of the ones that I love is celebrating the small wins.
Yes.
So can
It is.
you tell me some of your small wins? Because people are always like, oh, I'll be happy when, I get the promotion. I'll be happy when I get to vacation. I'll be happy, when my kids are older, People sometimes put their happiness up on a shelf, but really it's about the small wins, right?
Yeah, yeah. The small wins are what matter. And if you can find a small win in each day, that's what gives you the success. I I have to train my brain to look for the positives. I have borderline personality disorder. I I train or go towards the negatives just naturally, and that's really, really hard. So if I look for those positives in each day. Sometimes it's I spoke up for myself, or sometimes it's I, um, you did a load of laundry that I didn't want to do. Just a super small thing, it counts as a win. We're going from nothing, absolutely nothing, to living our lives again. And it's really important to celebrate those small wins. And in early recovery too, those small wins, they add up. And I feel like in early recovery, like you said, always wanting the next thing. I want to get to the next milestone. I want that next month of sobriety, or I want that year of making it, but you can celebrate the small things along the way, and they're just as good. If anything, they feel better, because it's like, whoa, I showered today. Like that's a big thing, going from not showering for a month on end to I'm showering I'm putting on makeup, I'm going to my job. That's a really big win in early recovery.
And you're doing all those things. You're really walking the walk and talking the talk. But
Yeah.
it wasn't always that easy. And I think people watching this are feeling low.
Yeah.
What do you think the first step should be to be able to get to those small wins, to get to a place where, like, I'm going to take a shower, I'm going to put makeup on, or I'm going to shine my shoes, or whatever it is, I'm going to go to work.
Yeah.
What's the first step somebody could take?
I think the first step is allowing yourself to feel your feelings. A lot of it is saying, "Oh, I shouldn't feel this way," and that makes us feel worse. And then that brings us down even lower. But giving yourself a moment to say, "Okay, I'm feeling this way. Why am I feeling this way? What can I do to not feel this way anymore? You know, if you're feeling a little low, can you talk to a friend? Can you get a treat for yourself? You know, sometimes I just need a slice of chocolate cake to make myself feel better. Um, you know, it's those again, those little things that we don't necessarily think of. You know, we always, I find that we think of things in the big sense. And we forget that the little things really do make a difference. And if you can just reach out to someone, I find that that really makes a difference too. I found this quote and it gave me goosebumps that says kindness is loaning someone your strength instead of reminding them of their weakness. And I really, really like that. So if you're feeling really strong one day, you know, maybe reach out to someone you haven't heard of in a while, and they can do the same for you. Just that reciprocity. Um, you know,
That's perfect for Kindness Week because that's what it's all about.
exactly, exactly. And it doesn't have to be a big thing like, you know, walking your neighbor's dog or paying for coffee for someone. I mean, those things are really great, but sometimes it's easy as just sending a text saying, "Hey, I miss you," or "Hey, how are you doing? How are you actually doing?" You know, we're so used to getting the "I'm doing good, I'm doing fine" text. Follow it up with "Are you actually? What's really going on?" You know, those are the things that really make it.
I love that. I feel that everybody should take that action today is to text one person and just say, "Hey, I miss you. How are you doing?"
Yeah.
Because I think that is beautiful. You know, we're all so busy. It's Monday, right? Everybody's usually busy on Monday, running around doing all the things. We had Super Bowl last night. People are still tired. But if I got a text message from somebody today that said, "Hey, I miss you. How are you?" I mean, that would just speak volumes.
Yeah.
So I love that. If anybody's watching, you know, we challenge you to do that for Kindness Week. It doesn't have to be today, but maybe by the end of the week, you know, use those words. Did anybody actually do that to you, Marissa? Did somebody text you that?
I've had a lot of people reach out to me post treatment
Mm.
after, um, and it's meant the world to me that I've had so much support. So I'm very blessed to have that support. Not a lot of people do, um, and so I try and pay it forward in that respect, making sure that others feel that support
Mm-hmm.
um, coming out of treatment as well.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for sharing. You're a true inspiration. 1 year since treatment, you're working full time. You've got a smile on your face. You're making time for yourself. So it is an inspiration to all of us. So we really appreciate you sharing. If there's anything else you'd like to add, please go ahead and share anything else you'd like to add with our community.
I would just encourage everyone to keep talking about mental health and making sure that there's not a stigma around it. You know, the more we talk about it, the more it's out there and the more help people can get.
Thank you so much. All right, Marissa, have a great Monday.
Thank you. You
Bye-bye.
too. Bye.